They're not a crafter if they never did.
How many cups of coffee do you drink, Lydia, again?
Now we have hundreds of babies. We can't remember them all.
Welcome to the Craft Your Life with Altenew game show. In the studio today, we have with us 5 special contestants. For our first contestant, we have Tasneem, aka Silver Dragon. She has been card making for over 10 years, but has enjoyed crafting for as long as she can remember. Besides designing, she loves hiking and running. She actually ran a half marathon last year. She's also super competitive, so she will fit right in at today's game show. Next up, we have Jen, aka Razamataz. She created her own wedding invitations with custom stamps and has been crafting her whole life. Don't be fooled by the dainty dresses that she wears, because she also loves to skateboard and listen to heavy metal music. Our next contestant is the amazing May from Austin, Texas. She has been crafting for 11 years. Apart from crafting, she loves camping and hiking. She has 2 fur babies named Jummy and Dougie. Next up, we have Nicole, aka Inkymon, because she collects inks instead of monsters. She has been crafting for over 10 years and started her crafting journey by creating her wedding invitations and wedding album. Her current obsession is watercoloring. And our last contestant is Lydia, also known as Penlid. She has been crafting since she was a kid who used to love cutting paper for no reason until it turned into confetti. She also enjoys spending time with family and reading. Okay, let's get into it. Are you ready?
Yay! We're ready.
Today we are playing a game to test which of you are master crafters. This is the crafters version of Never Have I Ever. Each of you has been given 2 papers. One says I have and the other says I have never. I will be asking you a series of questions to which the answer will either be I have or I have never. When I ask the question, you simply have to hold up the sign that matches your response. For example, let's do a practice run. Never have I ever used an Altenew stamp set. Perfect! You got the hang of it. Let the games begin.
Yay!
Okay, round 1. Never have I ever designed an Altenew product. Wow, it looks like you all have designed an Altenew product.
We have.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Never have I ever bought a crafting product impulsively.
Oh, definitely.
Of course.
They're not a crafter if they never did.
No, and I still do. I have things that I don't even use.
Yes, same here.
Our next one is never have I ever made 10 cards in a row.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
the other day.
Like every day, right?
I copied my old designs.
Jen hasn't. Jen.
Well, I actually do, because I sometimes mass produce my Christmas cards. And the reason I was kind of contemplating have I or have I not is because usually I enlist help from my husband when it comes to that. So I'll be like, oh, hey, hon, can you just like cut like 50 card bases for me? Or I'll ask him to, do some die cutting and crank it through, so I'll set it up. So I wasn't quite sure if that counts as me doing it, if I had help, but I think there are other times that I certainly made 10 cards in a row. So I'm going with I have, but yeah, I definitely have had help.
It counts. You still made them. Okay, our next question is, never have I ever participated in an Altenew blog hop.
All the time, back in, a few years back, since I was on the card design team. But now I don't have time for joining the blog hub, which is a shame. But I get to see lots of great examples from other designers. So I'm gonna say I give them an opportunity to join the hub by giving away my spot, I guess.
I definitely have. So a lot of times I might be the one behind the Altenew blogs post. Not as much anymore because we kind of rotate duties with some of the girls in the design team, but if you check out on the blog, various hops, I am the one who is posting out in front on Altenew. So not on a personal blog, but behind the Altenew badge, I've definitely done my fair share of blog hops.
Testing, you should back on the blog hops.
Maybe. I should, yes. It was back in the day, when we first started. It was all me.
Now we have, more than like 4 or 5 blog hops per month. But a few years back, we only had maybe 1 blog hop every other month, something like that, right?
True.
So now we have more inspiration going on, every week, every month.
Okay, our next question is, never have I ever thrown away a card when I've made a mistake.
Oh.
All the time. I'm the perfectionist, so if I see teeny tiny error, I have to start over. So
I know people receiving the card doesn't really notice, but small mistakes, I can see it on my end, and I don't know. I don't like to give a card that I know there is a small mistakes on it. So I definitely have thrown away.
So I don't know if this counts or not, but like, I just have stuff on my desk. Like, I can't remember the last time, like when I created this, these are all parts of cards that ended up getting rejected, but I didn't throw them away. So does that count? I still have them in case maybe I want to cut part of this off. I can see I was practicing writing someone's name, Kate. I use this to practice out a stencil, and I just leave them on my desk. Look at this. They're just hanging around. So I don't really throw them out, but I just put them to the side. I can't see wasting the paper.
Yeah, I agree. If I'll use them as scraps later on, I do that too sometimes.
Like, there's bits and pieces of stuff everywhere. Like, I did not prepare for this. I just have them out all the time. And it's like, maybe one day I'll need it and I'll grab it.
when is the one day coming, Jen?
I don't know. That day might not come, but...
So our next question is, never have I ever seen a flower and thought, this would make a good Altenew stamp.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Oops, no, I have.
Totally. 100%.
I wasn't a flower person. I never liked flowers actually, but I think ever since I joined the Altenew team, that's how I get into the flower world, So whenever I see flowers, I think of Altenew automatically, I guess.
Yeah, I'm always taking pictures of them because, one day I will pull out those pictures and start sketching on them or something.
I do the same thing. My camera roll is full, Tasneem. I'm sure yours is too.
I remember, when I was wearing the leggings with the floral patterns in black, I took a photo of the pattern and I sent to the Jen. Hey Jen, can you make a stamp set? Something like, Hopton style. I said, you made a stamp set, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you did, Jen.
Thank you, May.
Do you remember
welcome.
what that stamp set was called?
It was the halftone, right, May?
Yeah, Hopton,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know the exact name.
Watercolor halftone, I think it's called.
Something like that. You should remember the
last
name
year,
of your stamp
right?
set. You designed.
Tasneem and I both have talked about this before, that we forget the names of stamp sets. Like,
I have the catalog. Let me see what's there.
when we
I think
only
you-
had like 20 stamp sets that we designed, it's like, oh, they were all our precious babies. Now we have hundreds of babies. We can't remember them all.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. Never have I ever made a mistake on a card in a live workshop.
I have.
I haven't joined the live workshop, so I'd say.
I think I make a mistake in every live workshop. Lydia, how about you? You do a lot of lives.
All the time. But I just tend to kind of cover it up rather than throw it away. So with the other question, when we said when we threw things away, I used to. I don't anymore. I will stick a sequin on where there's a handprint, because I normally get fingerprints on my cards, which is a good thing because I think people will then be able to identify the cards that I make by my fingerprints. So.
Good proof.
Our next question. Never have I ever stayed up all night making cards.
I think my record time was 3 o'clock in the morning. I just kept on going, and this happens whenever I watercolor most of the time.
I
It's-
remember
chapter.
5 or 6 years ago, there was a card making contest called Gallery Idol. So I joined the contest, and to be able to go to the next level, I have to push myself harder. So I made tons of cards, until I was satisfied with my cards. So I think that was a time I kind of stayed up, late, to create the cards that what I like. So I don't do it anymore.
I hope the girls don't mind me sharing this, but sometimes we create late into the night when we get together for trade shows. Because I don't know if everybody knows, but when we do trade shows, we are showcasing the most recent releases, but also some future releases of products that haven't come out yet. So we might be like just getting those samples, and then it's time for the trade show. So we need to create cards for the booth to showcase all the lovely new products, but we've only had the products in our hands for like a day. So we stay up late and we craft together.
Even, at the hotel, we get together to finish up samples,
Yep.
at the last minute.
I
Remember
always
May
enjoy
when you
those.
came over?
Yeah.
You
You're
give me
studying,
company.
You are studying, even.
I was making cards. You were
Okay, after studying, maybe then.
I remember the last minute crafting before the blog hop as well. The blog hop's tomorrow, and I'm like crafting into the night for the morning.
We always had enough time before the block hop, but for some reason, everyone seems to, have the last minute projects.
I think we all secretly enjoy the pressure.
Maybe.
All right, for our next question. Never have I ever skipped a party to stay home and craft.
I don't think I did. Yeah.
I never have.
All party.
I never say that I'm going to go to the party in the first place, so that's probably why.
Great.
Did anybody
Party-
say yes?
No.
We're all just a bunch of party girls, apparently.
We craft enough, we craft a lot. So when it's time to go out, we do go out.
Well, and I go out so infrequently that if I get invited to a party, it's probably like the only party for months. So it's like, all right, I'll set aside some time to go.
I think, it's not a party, but I skipped multiple, movie nights with my husband, so I can spend some time at the craft room, I guess.
Well, for our next question. Never have I ever gotten an ink stain on the carpet.
Oh. Guilty.
Multiple times.
I've never got an ink stain on the carpet, but there was one time where my desk was full of things, which is normal, but I needed to emboss something, and instead of doing it on the desk, I did it on the floor, and I burnt my carpet, so I had to put a plant pot
Oh,
on.
really? Oh.
So, ink would have been better. I could have washed that out, but a burn mark where I didn't do the ironing was, that wasn't good.
I was going to say that I've been renting, and when we moved out of our last apartment and I got everything out of the craft room, there was a noticeable difference in the carpeting color right where my craft desk was. And I'm like, are they going to take some money off of our deposit because of this?
You know what? When you look at your carpet so closely, you're going to find some germs and sequins and things like that.
Okay, our next question. Never have I ever forgotten to eat because I was crafting.
Yeah.
No, Jens, no. I am not forgetting mealtime.
I usually have M&Ms nearby when I craft, so.
That's not a substantial meal, Jen.
But didn't say a meal. Wasn't it just forget to eat?
Yeah.
Does it imply a meal? Because I certainly snack constantly, but I don't know about a proper meal.
I feed my kids. I just don't feed myself. So
That's important. At least the kids
Just
get
like-
nourished.
just throw things at them and then go back to it. But yeah, they get fed. I don't. I have things to do.
Used to do, right?
I think even, I forgot to drink water, while I'm crafting, because I'm so focused on the projects and want to finish them, in time,
See, I forget to drink water anyway, unrelated to crafting. I just don't drink enough water.
But you don't forget to drink, eat snack.
No,
Yeah.
I never forget.
You don't forget to drink coffee, so that kind of substitutes my food, I believe.
How many cups of coffee do you drink, Lydia, again?
Well, it's probably coffee in the amount of water that you need to drink a day. I probably do consume.
Okay, so for our final question. Never have I ever joined an episode for Altenew Craft Your Life podcast.
Yay!
And to our viewers, you can listen to our podcast, Craft Your Life with Altenew, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and all other platforms where you listen to podcasts. So those are all of the questions that we have for today. Let's take a look at the scores.
We were getting
there's a
scored?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Thank you, contestants, for joining me today. I hereby crown you all Master Crafters.
Yay!
And to the viewers at home, let us know what you scored. How many I haves and I have nevers did you get? Send us in your suggestions for the next round of Craft Your Life with Altenew game show. Have a fabulous day and don't forget to craft your life.
Bye!
Bye! Hello crafters, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching!